Hello and welcome to this special edition of The Last Tackle. We're here at Old Trafford and it's all about this trophy. It's the big dance. It's the Betfred Grand Final. It's Hull KR versus the Wigan Warriors on Saturday night.
It right at the end. That is an enormous play.
The time is here to decide who will be crowned champions. It's grand final time.
Yes, we have got the very best build-up to Hull KR versus Wigan Warriors in the company of Paul Sculthorpe, who won this famous trophy on 4 occasions. And we kick off with the coach of Wigan Warriors, Matt Peet. Matt, first of all, how are you?
I feel all right, yeah, I feel good. It's a pleasure to be here, a relief to be here. Most of my work's done now, so I'm looking forward to Saturday.
Beginning to feel a bit home?
Not like home, but obviously each time you come in, you feel a little bit more natural with it. The preparation, the drive here, events like this, and Saturday night hopefully it stands in good stead.
Are you ready for Saturday night?
I think we are. We're building in form. I don't think we're particularly pleased with last week's performance, but still got the job done, and maybe it does us good that there's a lot to learn from last week, and we certainly know we need to be better.
You've got obviously plenty of experience in these big games, Matty. Last year, obviously, you held the two trophies that Hull KR currently hold. Does it feel any different coming into this one?
It doesn't, to be honest. I got asked about the pressure of not having won so far this season. I said there is always a pressure, and it's just the introduction to that question is different. Last year there was a pressure to complete a clean sweep. At one point we hadn't won one for a while. So in a big game like this, there's always a narrative. There's always a reason to win, and ultimately it comes down to the players playing really well.
What's the preparation been like this week? Anything special?
No, there will be. Yeah, we've got a few bits up our sleeve, but yeah, the players aren't aware of all of it yet, so I won't go into the detail. But we do try and make it special for the players and the families. And the fact is, you want them to get addicted to get into these games and winning them. So you need to make it. You need to make it a brilliant experience, and before the game and hopefully after the game as well.
What kind of game do you think we're going to have? I mean, it was close last year, wasn't it?
Oh, it'll be close. It'll be close. It'll be well out of the hands of the coaches. There'll be a great deal of fatigue in the game because both teams are going to go at it with a huge amount of intensity at the start. So by that, if there's a large amount of ball in play and everyone's trying the hardest to compete and defend, then fatigue comes in and hopefully get some more open rugby. The weather's set to be fair, which even more so is going to stress the players to defend really well. So like any proper game of rugby league, I think it's going to be very physical, particularly at the start. And once both teams settle into their game, you're going to see some decent shape, and obviously there's talent on both teams.
Do you enjoy weeks like this?
Yeah, I do actually. I enjoy these. Feel much more natural with these than I do around 16, 17, 18, and when you know that there's a chance of inconsistency, and you're trying to drive motivation and energy. These games for a coach, you're not going to be sat in there wondering about who's going to be fit next week or whose game time you need to look after. The job this week is to perform and enjoy it.
After the league game, you never like singling players out. Obviously, you've got two exceptional players there in Field and French. Is this another big stage for them boys?
It is. I do think we've got more to us than that. And quite often when those two are being doubly looked after, the space will open up for other people. But the reason I singled Jay out and when Bevan gets pats on the back from me is I thought he played very tough. You know, I'll admit, I woke up on Friday and looked out and saw the Storm Amy coming in sideways, and it's not a great night for a fullback, there's no doubt. So the way he attacked everything with confidence, defended tough, got whacked, got up, and still produced some moments of brilliance. I was just so proud of him.
What would it mean then to make it the hat trick, make it 3 on the bounce? What would it mean?
I think the same as number 1, to be honest. Again, the story sounds cool, and people will talk about it afterwards. That 3 on the bounce, but for me, I just want our lads to have this moment, the families to have this evening, and have a winter where they can have that satisfaction of knowing a group of men and a club who set out with a goal and managed to achieve it. So it does sound good, and it's certainly pleasant to hear afterwards, but at this point, it doesn't count for much. And
before we let you go, the women have obviously enjoyed success. Great win for them on Sunday in the Betfred Women's Grand Final.
Great win, and I must admit I've been shocked by the not just the way they're playing, but the energy around the girls' team. It could be throughout Women's Super League, but certainly at Wigan, I drove down nice and early on Sunday night. We had a meeting about this week, and the place was packed. The fan village was just like when the first team play. The shop was packed. So many fans wearing ladies' shirts with the girls' names on it, and the names are becoming well known, around the town, and it's really great to see. They play a great brand of rugby. St Helens made it a contest, but I've been blown away by how it's taken off, and it's so good for the club, so good for the game, and I do think it's one of the big reasons that our attendances are up on average by 2,000 this year, because you go down to Shevington, Oral St James, Hindley, Wigan St Pat's, there's girls playing at all ages, which means more families, more volunteers, and ultimately more people involved in this sport. Well, thanks very much, and good luck on Saturday night, and enjoy the week. So congratulations to the Wigan Warriors women. They won the Challenge Cup, they won the League Leaders Shield, and they made it a treble on Sunday, winning the Betfred Grand Final.
She will walk forward with a trophy that will say that not only are Wigan Cup winners and League Leaders Shield, they are now the Women's Super League champions in 2025. They celebrate the treble. What a way to go out for Mickey Molyneux. Wilson, a double Super League champion with Wigan, and a hard season.
So thanks very much to Matt Peet. We're now joined by the Hull KR head coach, Willie Peters. Willie, first of all, how are you doing?
Yeah, really well, thanks. Yeah, excited to be here again. It's been obviously a year since we've been here, but hopefully we've learned a lot.
What have you learnt then from last year?
I think experience, being in big games has sort of helped us. We played in the Challenge Cup. Comes down to moments, and that's what we need to be ready for, just making sure that players take their moment. And who knows who moment it could be this year. Last year, obviously, it was a collective effort from Wigan, but it was Bevan French that was a key difference. So it's moments that we need to take this year.
Does it feel different this year? Obviously, coming into the final as league leaders and Challenge Cup winners. Yeah,
look, I think we've earned the right to be here. That's for sure. We've been the most consistent team over the course of the rounds, but it means nothing. We're proud of what we've achieved, but only so far. We want to make sure that we go out this weekend and finish the job, because we're in a position that not many teams get to be able to play or try and get a treble in the 1 year, and who knows when that opportunity will happen again. So we just need to make the most of that.
Yeah, you mentioned one player there, obviously Bevan French. How do you combat this Wigan side?
Yeah, I mean, they've got a lot of X factor, don't they? But he's the number one. Dryfield as well. There's so many when you look at their team, but I said before, the only way you combat that is by concentrating for 80 minutes. As soon as you take a breath and you want to switch off, they'll hurt you.
Do you think grand finals are different? Lewis was telling me a stat before, 3 out of the last 5, less than 12 points. Is there a different mentality grand finals? Obviously, players don't want to make mistakes, and obviously that bit more concentration on, the job in hand.
Yeah, I mean, I think probably the weather has contributed to that. The last sort of few years, it's been raining. It hailed last year before the game. I believe it's going to be a dry track this year. So, we want to play. I'm sure Wigan want to play as well. you know, it's not as if you've got a style all season, then you want to go into your shell and grand final. You want that style to come out. So, look, I think the weather has something to do with style. You know, how you want to play, whether you're going to be expansive or how far in the line you go, all that sort of stuff. But we'll certainly be promoting playing and doing what we do well, and that's asking questions. So, yeah, we're certainly not going to go in our shell. Sorry, just to add on that, we did that last year. We had a tap set last year where, if you look back on it, we went in our shell, and that's something that we showed our first day back. You know, so we're in that position again. Go after.
And I think it's something that you've excelled, hasn't it, for the last few years, is your ability to play with expansion and move the ball and move teams around. You've got some strike in the team.
Yep.
As you say, you don't want to shut up shop and protect, you know, the ball.
Absolutely.
You want to play like you have done. That's got you in the position where you are.
Yep, absolutely, and that's what we want to promote. You want players expressing themselves. We're in the entertainment business. There's going to be 70,000 people here. They love, you know, sort of free flowing rugby, but they like the physical side as well. And you can have two teams that are going to be really physical, and that's where it'll start.
We mentioned the X Factor in the Wigan side. You've got plenty of X Factor in your side, haven't you? Mikey Lewis, for one.
Yeah.
He's had a great season again.
He has. He's a nomination again for Man of Steel. I think Jez Litton's been outstanding. Peter Hiku, for me, has been, you know, one of our best players, and consistently every week. Look, we've got strike. You know, a little bit different to Wigan's in terms of sort of their X Factor, but Mikey's certainly our you know, he's probably the most similar to a Bevan French. But again, it's different styles, and how we how we use our players the best is by being physical first, and then put fatigue in opposition, and then we'll build it off that.
I know coaches are all about detail, etc. What have you learnt from last year that you can tell us that you're going to do differently this year?
Well, I hope protect an inside shoulder. So Bevan French, that one try, you know, we like to, you know, we don't want teams coming through us. And the way he scored that try, that's, yeah, we value that, you know, protect the inside shoulder. So we want to make sure that we're doing that this weekend. And just getting our principles and our systems right. Because if you do that, you're going to give yourself a chance. They can throw whatever they want at you. And if you believe in your systems and the principles you have, then most of the time you'll be able to hold those.
Right, you've done the Challenge Cup, first time in 45 years, first major trophy in 40 years. You've won the League Leaders' Shield for the first time. What would it mean if you could win the treble?
Yeah, it meant a lot to the city, you know, in terms of the red and whites, obviously. But, you know, our owner, Neil Hudgell, our board, who invest a lot of money. But I think the fans that have seen so much, been through so much, you know, in terms of heartache and just fighting and scrapping and doing it tough to stay in the competition, and then going down to the championship, and was the club going to be around, and was the owner going to, you know, stay and be able to get the rewards he's getting now, you know. So anything that you want doesn't come easy. It's not going to come easy on Saturday night, but I tell you what, if we can do it, it'll be an unbelievable feeling, because the feeling that we had at Wembley was great, and I'm sure this will exceed that.
And as a final question, when you played in the grand final, who won?
He won. I gave up an inside shoulder, so I can't be able to go at Mikey Lewis.
Look, you've had a brilliant season. Congratulations on what you've done so far, and the very, very best of luck for Saturday night.
Cheers.
Okay, so Willie Peet is out. Let's get more from the Wigan camp and hear from Luke Thompson.
Luke, I know you've been here plenty of times before, but I can't imagine this ever gets boring, playing in the grand final, coming to this place.
No, definitely not. Yeah, lucky enough, this is my fourth time playing here, so yeah, always good memories, and fortunate enough I've not lost here yet, so yeah, hopefully keep that going on Saturday.
Is Saturday the toughest one yet, do you think?
They're all tough, mate, but you know we know the challenge ahead. Obviously, Old Trafford have been playing really well this year, and as they did last year, so you know they're looking to make up for last year, and yeah, we're going to have to be at top of our game.
I know Hogcar will say the same, but you must feel pretty battle-hardened after coming through a semi-final like that. Yeah, definitely, it was a tough game, you know, as they've all been. But yeah, we feel like we're ready. We're in a good spot. I feel like we've been building nicely over the last couple of weeks. So yeah, hopefully keep that momentum going and finish it off on Saturday. Is there anything in particular you can kind of put your finger on as to why you've managed to find form at this time of year?
Well, I think we've got a full strength squad. That definitely helps. Yeah, we had a few injuries through that mid-period of the season, and a little bit of a dip there. But I feel like, you know, since we've come out of that, we've really been building, and yeah, like I said before, hopefully set us up nice for Saturday.
obviously reigning champions. Does it add an extra layer to it when you're defending, your trophy essentially?
Well, yeah, I suppose we want to defend our trophy, and we know that teams are hungry to come after that. So, I feel like it's something we've been sort of battling against all year. When teams play us, they lift our game, and it's something we've sort of got used to. But like I said before, Hull KR obviously losing last year. That's something they're going to want to try and fix up on Saturday, and we're well aware of the challenge, and hopefully be ready for them on Saturday.
Well, best of luck.
Thanks, mate.
Oh.
Well, let's get more from the Wigan camp, and I'm delighted to join by the skipper. Liam, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm very well. Yourself?
Yeah, very well. Come on, been seen it, done it. How are you feeling?
Excited as ever.
Still excited?
Nerves are kicking in already from the semi-final at the weekend. Sunday comes around, the nerves are there, and it's building throughout the week already. Feel better when you go in and see all the lads and everyone's feeling the same kind of way. So exciting week building, and looking forward to Saturday.
Do you enjoy the week as skipper?
Yeah, coming to days like this, definitely. Enjoy the occasion, enjoy the moment, and really look forward to Saturday. But I think it's all them small bits in between before the weekend, and it's something what we're really excited about.
What did you take out of the semi-final win over Lee?
Particularly, I don't think it was great in the first half, but that can be the case sometimes in big games, and you've got to show resilience on your own line. I think we did that quite a bit, and obviously put ourselves in a position at half-time in front, and we just knew how to come out in the second half and play a big game rugby, and having Harry Smith in our corner, put us in corners, and just get on the back of his kicking game. We were very lucky in that aspect, and obviously had a bit of flair with Jayfield and Bevan French as well, who can make something out of nothing. So big game plays, and they stood up in the right game.
That's the rest of the guys as well. Does it feel different this year? Obviously, Hull KR coming into this, probably the most consistent team in 25. Got the 2 trophies, available so far. Does it feel different? Does it take a bit of pressure off, or add a bit of pressure to get some silverware this year?
Yourself, there's a lot of pressure on the club to get silver every year, and the Wigan fans expect it. I think everyone at the club expects it, but our word on Hull KR, they've been great. They've deserved everything they've got. They've been the most consistent team throughout the year. It's not been a fluke. I think they've built over the last 4 or 5 years all the successes, and I think the biggest credit to them this year, they've been very resilient. I don't think games have always gone their own way, and I think they're a better team than what they was last year, if I'm honest. So we know what we're up against. They've got a lot of flair in the team as well, and they like to trap you in our own end of the field. So we know it's going to be a tough game. Won't expect anything less.
Liam, you've won everything in a club game, but how are you going to feel on Saturday night about 10-6 leading your team out?
Amazing, yeah. Obviously played here a few times now, and I've been at the back of that line coming off the subs bench and watching everyone else walk out before me, but very fortunate for the last couple of years to lead the lads out, 16 other lads, and seeing all the fireworks go off, the music going off, and 70,000 people here. It's a pretty amazing feeling. I've been here watching Scully and being a ball boy and watching all them games, so having the chance to lead my team out is pretty special. One I probably can't put into words.
What would it mean to win 3 on the bounce? Or you're not even talking about that as a squad?
It's been spoken about, yeah. I think it's hard not to. I think last year we'd never won 2 on the bounce, so that was a milestone we wanted to hit. But 3 on the bounce, it takes a lot of preparation, a lot of hard work to get to the point to even be involved in this game. So to win 3 on the bounce would be a very special time for the club and put us in a unique position at the club where not many teams have been able to do that.
Well, Liam, the very best of luck on Saturday night. Enjoy it as well. Good luck. Right,
Cheers.
Liam, the skipper of the Wigan Warriors. Let's get the view from the Hull KR camp.
Dean, welcome back to Old Trafford. An exciting week. You must be really pleased to have given yourselves the opportunity to be here again.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, it's a special place, and this is a game that all 12 teams have been competing for all year to get here for Saturday's game, the final game of the season, and the opportunity of winning a grand final. It's really special, and for us it's just about focusing on what we can do from now till then in terms of our training and preparation, and putting our best foot forward come Saturday.
You've obviously been through the grand final last year, Challenge Cup winners this year. Have you learned from those experiences?
Yeah, I guess we have. We'll see come Saturday. Really, it's we can take the experience from last year, but again, on Saturday it comes down to our actions and how we perform, and ultimately getting the win. That's what we're striving to do. So we'll see Saturday.
You know what you're going to get from Wigan. They're going to make you work hard message so far, just that you're going to have to be at your best?
Yeah, definitely. We know we're going to have to be at our best. We felt like we made strides last week in the semi against Saints, but we're going to have to go again. Come Saturday. Wigan are a top quality team and an experienced team as well. So we've had a few good battles with them over the last couple of years, and we know we're going to have to step up and be at our best. But as a group, we're confident about doing that. But again, it's about our actions and how we perform.
Have you allowed yourself to think about lifting the trophy? Have you allowed yourself to think about the treble word?
No, we haven't. It's pretty, like when you're in it, it's you think you take things like day at a time, and it's about putting a day at a time, doing the things that you do what you would do normally in terms of your preparation. That's the main focus really, just trying to treat it as normal as possible, and obviously the reward, we all know what the reward is, but it's about the process, and like I said, making sure our preparation's good, and that'll give us the best chance of getting the win.
Tracking on course for a crowd over 70,000. How much of a role do the whole KR fans have to play on Saturday?
Oh, massive! Yeah, they've always been great for us. Every single week, home or away, they turn up in numbers, and they get right behind us. They are genuine supporters. They're loud, and at times in games when maybe we're on the back foot or whatever it might be, that they get right behind us, and sometimes it just gives us that lift, that edge that you need, and it allows you to sort of kick on in a game. So no, we'll need them on Saturday, and I know they'll be right behind us.
My best of luck.
Thank you. Cheers.
Well, let's get more from the Hull KR camp and hear from the skipper, Elliot. Elliot, how you doing?
I'm good, yeah, great to be here, real privilege, and just enjoying the day. Let's have a good chat.
2 years running.
Yeah, back to back. So obviously disappointing result last year, and we wanted a different outcome at the weekend. But yeah, we're going to enjoy the week. It's what you've built for all year, and just enjoy it, enjoy the process, but really focused on the game as well. We're not here to enjoy the week and go on with a runners-up medal again. We want to win. So we're really focused, but looking forward to it.
Some people who experienced it for the first time have said they didn't enjoy it enough. Are you going to try and enjoy it a bit more this time? Take it in a bit more? You can pass on a bit of experience, can't you, to the rest of the squad as well?
Probably disagree with you, to be honest. I think when you come to a big event like this, it's something I came to as a kid, and you almost sometimes can get caught up in that and take away, stop thinking about the actual game. Look, we're here to play a game of rugby league. No matter how many people are here, you could be playing in front of 200 people or 70,000, the game's still the same. So, probably not enjoy it as much, be really narrow-minded about the game and what that looks like for us as individuals. And then when you bring it all together as a collective, that can be powerful. So I probably disagree with you about the fun side, but appreciate it for what it is.
Talking of a collective, does it feel different this year? You've been the most consistent team throughout 25. You've got 2 of the 3 trophies already. Do you come in with a bit of an air of confidence that maybe you didn't have last year?
I guess we've got a bit more belief in terms of getting over the line and winning. This time last year we hadn't done that. The club was on a 40-odd year drought with silverware, so we've ended that. People stopped asking us that question, which is always nice. But at the same time, that doesn't really mean much now. This time of year, we're going up against the 2 teams are the best 2 in the competition, and rightly so that we're playing off in a grand final to decide.
How'd you beat them?
Great question. I think you just got to concentrate for 80 minutes. You have to perform at a very high level and then do it consistently. And the team that does that the best, I believe, will win. Concentrate. Don't miss your job. Don't miss your turn to go, and don't try and do someone else's job. I think that's important too. Do your own job. Do it to a high standard.
Speaking to Willie before, do you think last year you maybe tried, protecting the way you played rather than doing what you'd done all year? He thought that, and obviously, having that extra confidence in what you've done this year, and played in finals and won trophies, got that monkey off your back. A bit of a different shift in mentality in how you're going to play.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think it's just being consistent. Whether, like I said, you're playing at Craven Park, at Old Trafford, or wherever that might be, should look very similar. The opposition are very high standard, but we can only control us and what we do. And then I think probably times in that game last year went into our shell a bit. We didn't probably express ourselves as what we did previous in the year. So yeah, we've watched that back as a group, and it's pretty tough to watch. So we don't want to be doing that again, in the future. So yeah, we've got to learn from that, and that's the important thing. You can have setbacks, but it's what you do next, and that's what we want to put right from last season.
So 10-6 Saturday night, 70,000 in here, plenty of Hull KR fans. What be going through your mind leading out the team as skipper on Saturday night?
Probably looking around thinking how good's this. Just enjoy where we are, and you could probably have that 30 seconds to enjoy it at that time. And once the ball's kicked, it's a different thing, but when you're stood in the tunnel, it's not something you do every week. So yeah, don't take it for granted, but remain focused in your mind. Don't play the game in the tunnel. Don't think about it too much, because the game's not played in the tunnel; it's out on the pitch. So just make sure everybody's focused, clear what the message is, and go out and deliver.
I mean, you mentioned the gap from a trophy. It was 40 years for a major trophy, 45 years since the Challenge Cup. What did you learn from winning the Challenge Cup? Did you feel the pressure was off a little bit?
Maybe so. I think the game itself was probably one of our worst performances in terms of.
You got over the line.
Yeah, that's it. And I think it's about concentration again. That if I always go back to the moment where Tom Davies scored that try. If he's not concentrating and if he's not working hard and his effort's not through the roof, the outcome's different. And that shows that how important concentration is. It wasn't the flashiest try I'll ever see. It's probably the complete opposite. But they all count the same. You get 4 points for a try, whether there's 10 passes or there's one. So just being on from minute 1 to minute 80 and working as hard as you can, and then you can walk off the field knowing you've done your job and you're happy with that.
Challenge Cup done. League leaders done. What would it mean to win the grand final to you personally, the rest of the squad, and the fans?
It'd mean the world. It's something I've come to these events as a kid. Watched teams win it over the years, and it's definitely something I want to do. Yeah, so I'm not afraid to say that. It's why we play the game. It's why I play the game. I want to win, and it's why us as a club we do what we do, and we want to be successful. So yeah, it's something we're aiming to do. But like I said, we have a lot of respect for the opposition, and we know what's in front of us. They want to do the same thing. They're probably the most historic club in our game for me, and we have a lot of respect for them. So they want to do the same. They want to win 3 in a row, and we want to win the treble. So it just makes for a great game, and for the neutral, what a game to watch.
Well, the very best of luck. Enjoy Saturday night, and good luck as well. So it's a big week. It's not just a grand final. We also have the Rugby League Awards this week, and Lewis Smith has got all the details.
The world of rugby league arrived in Manchester suited and booted for the annual awards ceremony, with players from all 5 elite leagues honoured on the night. Lewis Else and Zarin Gallia shared the League One Player of the Year award, with York's Paul McShane given the title in the Betfred Championship, with head coach Mark Applegarth also winning on the night. Joe Coyd of the London Roosters picked up the Wheels of Steel accolade. All 3 Women of Steel nominations played for the Wigan Warriors, with Eva Hunter coming out the victor after a breakout year in Cherry and White. And of course, the Steve Prescott Man of Steel Award is the most prestigious individual honour in the men's game, with Jake Connor lifting the trophy after a remarkable season with Leeds Rhinos.
Yeah, very special feeling. A lot of hard work's gone into this year, and a lot of effort from other people, other coaches, other players, and yeah, it's just I'm glad I've won the award and it gets to recognise not just me but all the people along the way.
What have you found at Leeds? Because obviously confidence and form, but it looks like it's meant a lot more to you this year as well.
Yeah, I probably found stuff I never knew I had. Probably a bit more grit, a bit more determination, a bit more work ethic, and stuff I never knew I had in my game. Like I say, with the people around me at Leeds, it's helped me bring that side of it out. I've always known I've had the talent and the ability, but it's also the other things going beside that, and I think I found them this year, and I still feel like I've got a lot of improvement in me, so we'll go again next year.
Yes, congratulations to all our award winners. But let's talk about the big award on Saturday night, the Betfred Grand Final. Scully, first of all, what kind of game do you think we're going to have?
I think it's going to be an awesome game. I think we've got the best two teams in the Betfred Super League in 2025. You know, and it's a repeat of obviously the grand final from last year. Funny how it's changed. You know, Wigan came into this, you know, holding all the trophies, and this year it's Hull KR's turn. I just think two consistent sides who are going to go at each other, and it's all about the 80 minutes. Who handles the pressure best and who plays.
And it's a team game, but we've got some big stars on show, haven't we? Bevan French, Jay Field, Harry Smith, Mikey Lewis.
Yeah, there's some match winners in there. I think it'll be a battle up front first. You know, I think we've heard from both coaches and captains of you know the quality that they want to produce out there, and players. You know, grand final I think is a step up in intensity, and the initial bit is win the arm wrestle before you play rugby. But as you said, we've got some exceptional players out there. For Wigan, you know, Jai Field and Bevan French. Bevan French for me is the best player in the Betfred Super League, and if he has a good game, for me, Wigan win the game.
Okay then, prediction time. Is that it, Wigan Warriors?
I think so. I think it's the weather's supposed to be pretty decent. Yep. It's a dry track, which is not usual for a grand final night, and I just think, you know, certainly over the last few weeks as well, that Field French combination. I think Wigan just tip it.
And who's going to win the Borough Man of the Match?
I think if Bevan French, he's so influential for this Wigan side, not only what he does, but the space he creates for other players as well that play on the back of him. I think if he has a game, as I said, Wigan win the game, and he picks up the Rob Borough Award.
Cheers, Scully. Thanks for all that you've done this season as well. So we've crowned the wheelchair champions in the Halifax Panthers. We've crowned the women's champions in the Wigan Warriors. Congratulations to Toulouse, who won the Championship Grand Final live on the Sportsman as well. Saturday night, it's the big dance. Hull KR versus the Wigan Warriors. Enjoy your rugby league.